It's the Slap.
We gon' hit you with
And Traps Radio Podcast.
Let's get it.
Powered by the Slap God, C. Austin, the DJ.
Let's talk about the Street Lords for a minute. Since we on there, you talking about the Chedda Boyz.
Yeah, Street Lords, remember,
So,
my dudes.
how you meet all them niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did all that shit go? Okay, we were talking about the Juan shit. And I got that. We're going to go back to Juan because I got some whole separate shit.
Right, it went to Juan.
You know what I'm
Juan
saying?
knew Blade.
Right.
Blade knew Omar, Yacht, and blah, blah, blah. So Blade told Yacht, you have got to meet Art. And Yacht Diesel showed up at my house driving a money green SK8 drop top with cocaine white interior. Got out in the middle of the fall with a full length fur coat on and some Timbos.
Niggas was getting that bread.
Man, he came down my house and he told me, he said, he looked at me, he looked at my equipment, he said, yo, he said, so you really know this stuff, right? I said, yeah. He said, man, we gonna make some money, dog. I say, oh, I'm with that. He said, well, how much it'll cost you to get an album or whatever? I said, well, I can do you an album for 10. He was like, that's it? I said, damn, I spoke too cool. So what he told me, he wanted 5 albums. And you know what he did? He reached in his pocket. He pulled out 50 stacks and he went, fop, right on my table. I never seen nobody in the history of the neighborhood do that. So he locked me down for a summer. Yeah, he locked me down for a summer. And that was the summer of magic, man. That's when all that stuff came out and the streets was on fire, man. And then when other people found out, I met people like Big Herc, Blackface, a bunch of people, the Why Nots. I did all the groups. I had like 70% of the groups in the city. And yeah, we was doing it. And the only thing that bothered me is when brothers all started competing against each other. That's when turmoil started, and I got very sad at that time.
Yeah.
The competition, it became personal because I was making hot records for everybody, but everybody was claiming they could rap better than each other. So therefore,
I remember when all that shit was going on.
And I was sad. I shut the studio down, and that's when they continued with Kid. That's when Kid got famous. That's when Maul got famous. Shout out Kid. That's my dude. Baby? See, I mentioned all the people that people don't want to talk about. Kid is a monster.
Kid is a motherfucker.
He's a monster too. He's an excellent producer.
And he another one that don't get his flowers. You
got to talk to him too.
Took the OG to give another OG his flowers.
That's right.
What we do on Slash with Trash, man. We bring all the OGs together, baby.
And DJ Helliver. I remember when I got a picture of DJ Helliver standing over my shoulder when he was 17. So they've all been to my studio. They know where they understand the sound, but they develop their own way of doing it, which I respect.
Shout out Helly.
Yeah, Helly, he a man too. And my nigga Sean from Species Entertainment, he's something else too. He does gospel and stuff like that. He's awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of monsters around Detroit that are really talented, man.
What was that like working with Herc? I heard you mention Big Herc. Shout out Herc, man.
Herc is my dude.
Shout out Young Herc too. What up, though?
Well, Herc is like the one take king, man. That dude walk in and just really, man. He walk in and blow through it. He the man. That's what he do.
Yeah. So
I give him props, and like I say, working with him and the Street Lords and all the rock bottom niggas and even Floss a lot. So Detroit.
All them niggas came through Art at some point.
At some point, they've been in my basement.
That's what y'all gotta know, Detroit.
Yeah.
Facts, history. This ain't know what a nigga said. This is
facts. Me talking. And I just last year I did 6 songs for Payroll. So Giovanni, that's my dude.
You were talking about that shit.
Yeah, man. I got 6 songs that he did, and he's sitting on a couple because of the fact that he's smart, and he's gonna release them when it's time to release them. So
shout out Pace, shout out the whole dope
and
boys.
like I say,
what up, though?
Exactly, man. So like I say, I'm in the middle of all of it. I just stay quiet because I don't pick favors. I don't pick sides. I'm a businessman, and I got love for my city. See, and that's what I mean for real. I have true love for my city and the art of music. And anybody that respects that, I respect them. But when they don't respect the music, I lose respect for them, period. And they know that. I ain't got to mention no names.
Now, speaking of that, all right, man, let's talk to me about the Chedda Boyz. What was that like, man? Working with Wipeout and Malik and all. I was at a session of yours one time. Malik came through. Remember that shit when I was tripping? That nigga Malik was in there. I didn't even know that. I know that voice, man.
Yeah.
That nigga Malik. But I ain't seen him. I'm like, where the fuck is this nigga at? You know what I'm saying? He was in the booth. It was a nigga named Young Sonny. That you had. He might have been one of your artists.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
He was one of.
They was doing the track together. That shit,
my God,
my God, was kind of dope, man.
It was fire.
He was in there doing his thing. Talk to me about that. You know.
Okay, well, what happens working with them, man? It was cool because of the fact that Malik was kind of like a savant. He had the ability to take a subject matter without a pen and a pad, and he could go in to the booth. And this is no bullshit. And you can get him a subject, and he'll be in there. Butter babies, and he'd be like, yo, Malik, hey, butter babies, get in the beat of the bean, peppers to dip the game, gappers to give it the game, gappers. I know the dude's pattern because I record him so much.
Right.
And I used to watch him just sit there, and he'd write maybe 4 lines down, and he'd go in there and freestyle the rest. And that was a pleasure watching all of that happen, man. The different talent and Tough Tone.
I was about to ask you about that.
Tough Tone. Yeah, he is a little nutty motherfucker.
Shout out OG Tough.
Yeah. He definitely was another talent. He was just, Tough Tone was determined just to let niggas know what it was,
tough one.
What day it was, what time it was. Just nigga, this is it. I'm putting it on the table. That's it. Putting it on the floor. That's tough. That's my definition of Tough Tone. He put shit on the floor and take it how you want it. Really, you know.
What was Wipeout like?
Wipeout,
man.
Wipeout, man. He was slippery than a can of oil.
Somebody was telling me a story about Wipeout. I'm trying to remember.
Slippery than a can of oil.
They said he was cool as hell. I can't even remember.
Oh, he cool. Look, he cool, but you better be on your business with Wipeout. All right, rest in peace, Wipeout. Because if you wasn't, he'd get you. I mean, and don't exchange money with him. Make him count that shit out and put it on the thing. Don't let him handle it and then take it back and handle it. Man, you'll be short about $100 because of the fact that he's a businessman and he followed through. One thing about Wipeout, when he said he was going to do something, he did it. So that's what I respected about Wipeout. He
honored his word.
He honored his word. When Wipeout said he was coming at 5 o'clock, you could look at your motherfucking watch, and 5 o'clock, Wipeout was in your driveway.
And that's important, man. Let's pause on that for a minute. All right, you young niggas, man, you gotta learn the value and the importance of keeping your word and honoring your word. You know what I'm saying? Cut all that motherfucking lying out. And when you say you're gonna do something, do it. If you can't do it, you owe a motherfucker out of respect for their time to give them the heads up at least. You don't gotta go into why you can't do it, but just give a motherfucker out of respect. Like, look, I can't make it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, I get it.
Talking about niggas
each one teach one, bro. Teach them. Let them get them.
And that's a street legend. Wipeout. You heard honoring his word.
Definitely. And like I say, the man was about his business. And what he said he was going to do, he did it. I never had an issue out of him. I never had an issue out of Yacht. None of them, really. Because if I had one issue, they couldn't reach me again. I spin them like a top. You know? Just like that, because I just didn't want to be bothered with no crap. But other than that, man, it was great, and we was all getting along. Everybody was getting along good until the turmoil.
The turmoil.
Yeah, the turmoil, and I'll just leave it at that. The turmoil happened, and I shut the studio down and I went a different direction. I started doing dance music again and started doing gospel and stuff. That's when I started getting back in the church and stuff, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so.
We'll leave that at that, man.
It's the Slap.
We gon' hit you with
And Traps Radio Podcast.
Let's get it.
Powered by the Slap God, C. Austin, the DJ.